The following presentation is solely for entertainment purposes and not to be taken seriously. While content and characters may be based in truth, this presentation is not meant to offend or harm in any way. It's the Olly Brown Show, America's favorite Thrillbilly. And now, here he is, Olly Billy-Bob Brown.
Hoo-ha! Howdy, y'all. Yee-haw. Shake your tail feathers. Yup, yupper doodle. Let's do it to it. Hoo-ha. Churning the butter. Hope my barn door's not open. Bringing it home. Ta-da! I can't believe this is my reality show.
Previously on the Olly Brown Show.
Howdy! I'm Olly Billy-Bob Brown, and I am America's favorite Thrillbilly. Oh, yes, I am. And you know what else? For the last several months, I have been running for the president, I have. Sure have. And I have been running all over this here country, seeing all kinds of places and meeting all sorts of people and answering all kinds of questions, too. I've had a grand old time shaking hands and kissing babies. Now, I know that there are a couple of them there front runners who've been slinging mud at one another, and now they've done gone and already finished this here race. But I figure I still have a chance to cross that finish line. So I'm asking for your continued support to help push Olly Brown right on up to the White House, y'all. That's right, because Olly Brown is still running for the president. Sure am. It ain't over until it's over, as any marathon runner will tell you. And if there's any promise that I can make y'all, it's that I ain't quitting until I get there. No sirree. It's like trying to give up chocolate, y'all. I just can't do it. I can't do it. No sirree, bub. You know why? Because I ain't no quitter. Not quitting. No sirree, bub. Now, I want you all to listen loud and clear to old Olly Brown, because he's only got one message, and that's this. I started running for the president, and I am still running for the president. I am going to make it up to that White House, and I'm going to cross that finish line. But the only way to do that is to keep on trucking and hightail it on down the road a piece. And I sure could use your support. Well, I guess that's all I got to say about that. There you are, and there you go. I'm Olly Billy-Bob Brown, America's favorite Thrillbilly, and I guess I just have to approve this here message. Sure do. Hey y'all, I've satisfied my sweet tooth and I've wet my whistle. What you say we get back to answering the rest of y'all's questions? Come on back around the fire and let's get the gabbing. Okay now, first come first serve, who's got a question for me?
Do you believe in the right to bear arms? And what do you think about gun control?
Well, darn tootin' I do. I maintain my right to bear arms, 'cause that's what attracts the ladies, don't you know?
Yeah.
You wear one of them wife-beater tanks or rip off the sleeves of any old t-shirt you got, and then you bear them there guns you got. Ooh, the gals start a-drooling over you. You pump a little iron and control your guns like this, and you're in control. Locked and loaded. What do you think of that, ladies? Would you support my gun control campaign? I bet you would. Take my word on that one.
My name is Jenny Talia. Do you think Ed Snowden is a traitor?
Well, I will answer you direct like on that one. If Mr. Snowden is a traitor, then I don't find no problem with that. What? People have been traitors for as far back as history can go, and it never did anyone any harm, none. No, I think it's a good thing for everyone. In fact, I think it would be good for the economy if we had more traitors like him. It will make a difference in how we live and do our business, don't you think? Oh, mercy sakes alive. Well, down in the holler, we are always a bartering and a trading for something. Not everyone has a lot of money to spare, you see. But everyone's got himself a talent and a gift to offer. That's true. So trading is what we do when there isn't a whole lot of cash lying around. So, to answer your question, well, Snowden just might be a traitor. I don't know if he's a good one or a bad one, and I just don't think that matters. And when it comes to trading, let me tell you this. I do think that the president has these things called trade agreements in place to help promote trade. So there you are and there you go. Makes sense to me.
Has the government made a mess of things?
I know that's for sure a sure thing, but there's always a mess to clean up now, ain't there? And let me tell you something. My mama already done told me that it ain't no fun unless it's messy. Oh, that's right, she sure did. And after I got grown up and learned for myself about them there birds and bees, you know what I did? I went back to my mama and I said, Mama, you remember when you used to tell me that it ain't no fun unless it's messy? No. Well, you were right. That's what I told her. I did. And she turned beet red, she did. But you know what? If it's messy, well then just clean it up. Yeah. That's what I think.
Is there a legislative bill you're interested in pursuing?
No. If you were listening earlier, I said no. I don't think so.
No.
Bills. I already have enough bills to pay right now, so I'm not interested in getting any more of them. So y'all just need to scratch that one off your list, okay? No more questions about bills.
Olly, do you have a tax strategy?
If I have to ask you a question, I'll just come out and ask you. I think that's the best strategy. I'll be direct with you. That's my policy.
And Olly, curious, what is your net worth?
Well, golly gee whiz. I don't rightly know. I think I'll have to check that one out. Well, I'm sure I got a receipt for it somewhere around here, and I ain't ever had anyone offer me any money for it, so I just don't know. But I'm sure it's not worth all that much. I mean, I bought that net like 10 years back with some bait and tackle at the 5 and dime down in the holler. So my net must not be worth much more than 5 or 10 cents, maybe 2 bits at the most. Well, I just don't know what that old net is worth, but I'll check it out for you.
What do you think about Trump University?
Well, I guess the name speaks for itself. Mr. Donald might have been trying to send a message to everyone by saying Trump you, which leads me to think that you ain't the center of the Trump agenda. I'd be careful. He just might be looking out for number one, if you ask me.
Olly Brown, what would you do if you were in the president's shoes?
Well, first, I checked to see if them there shoes were holy or not, because we are big on holiness down in the South. I got a bunch of shoes with a lot of holes in them, and I'd also like to check out the healing on the bottom of them there shoes, because healing is very important to us too down there. Then I'd probably stuff some of them shoe cushions down in there, especially down in the toe, because one thing I learned from running for the president is anything you can do to keep those dogs from barking all the time is to give them some cushion and shut them up. That's what I'd do if I had to walk in the president's shoes.
You gonna do anything with ISIS?
Oh, yes, and yes again. I am. I'm going to use a bunch of that ISIS in my sweet tea. I am. You see, you take a bunch of them there ISIS and you put them in your sweet tea and it gets nice and cold and sweaty like. Then you put your finger in there and you mix it all up in that tea with that ISIS. Ooh, keeps you cool on a hot day. Y'all remember that, all right?
I'm a teacher and was curious if you believe in higher education.
Oh, yes, ma'am, I do. I believe. As long as you don't need to put in none of them there oxygen masks. You know what I'm saying? I think it's all good other than that. Having the schools up high certainly would help during the rainy season, keeping them from being washed away and whatnot. So yes, I believe in higher education.
What do you think about Silicon Valley?
Well, I hear tell that that's where you go to get breast implants. What? Now, I personally ain't never been to no Silicon Valley. Because a feller like me, well, he has to draw a line somewhere, and I ain't getting no implants of any kind. Not gonna do it. So I don't know what to say about that Silicon Valley.
What about Hillary and her disappearing act?
Well, I got 3 words about that. Poof, she's gone. I guess she decided to change her name from Hillary to Houdini. I knowed she'd finished the race, but I hear tell she did not come out on top, and that's all I know about that.
What are your concerns about upcoming policies?
Well, right now, I ain't got no concerns, because I don't even know who this Polly is. Who is this Polly person? I guess I'd have to meet up with Polly herself up close and personal and find out exactly what it is she sees before I get all concerned about it. No point in getting my panties in an uproar, as my mama used to say,
What do you think is the core of Trump's tactics? Is he for or against us?
I'm not sure about that. All I can suggest on that is be careful of what you see going on, because you is not the center of that word Trump. I'm just saying.
Any comments about these extreme fundamentalists?
Well, I reckon they must be a lot of fun. I see them there shows where them mentalists read your mind and make you fall asleep and do funny things and wear your underwear on the outside of your clothes, and I have to admit, I thought it was fun. So in a nutshell, I guess them fundamentalists, well, they must live up to their names, don't they? Mentalists that have a lot of fun.
The Clinton email scandal has been a hot topic throughout this race. Any thoughts about that?
Well, I've been asked a similar question to that before, and ever since I started running for the president, I must have seen a lot of funny stuff going on. Now, when it comes to Miss Hillary, I guess it all makes sense when you start putting 2 and 2 together, because Miss Hillary is in something that they call the funny business. She must be a comedian, don't you think? And that ain't so bad, and Lord knows I love to laugh. And when you think more on it, I can see how Miss Hillary and the word hilarity are intertwined like. You know, they're very similar. It's funny, ain't it?
Did you attend any of the political conventions?
Nope, sure didn't. Only cons go to those conventions. That's why they call them conventions. And I ain't no con artist. Next question.
Do you consider yourself right-wing or left-wing?
Well, I think I'm both. A bird can't fly without having both a right wing and a left wing. If and they tried, it would be like watching a fish out of water, just a flopping around like, you know? Or, better yet, like bacon or frying in the pan. You can't be one wing or the other, I don't think. That don't make no sense. You can't fly. Thank you very much.
How would you describe the climate during this political race?
I have been one sweaty Freddy running around in this here race, so I'd say that them other front runners that were ahead of me were in the thick of a heated situation as well. When it comes to the political climate, as you say, well, I guess I'd say it was a hot one. I guess that's why they call it global warming. Back home, we'd call it a Saturday night wing ding, a big shindig, you know, drinking and dancing and hollering at the end of a long week. Woo-wee! It was a hot town in the old town tonight kind of situation. It's the same thing with this political climate, I think.
True or false? There's racism in America?
Well, I guess there is some truth to that. As long as there's a race to run and there are people to run the race, there's always gonna be racism, folks.
Reports show that Hillary knows how to lie. Your thoughts?
Ooh, I bet she does. We all have to go to bed and sleep every night. I figure all y'all know how to lie down, take a load off, and get a little shut-eye. Now, the real question to me is, how long has Miss Hillary been a lying? If and she's been asleep until noontime, then I just think that's plain lazy-like, don't you? You can get bed sores from lying too long. On top of that, the cows don't get milked, the chickens don't get fed, and the hogs don't get slopped if and you're lying around all day long. I think we can all agree on that, right? Yeah. Okay then, next.
Do you believe that the Clinton campaign was too hard on Bernie Sanders and he got the shaft?
I'm not sure your meaning on that. Bernie got the shaft, you say? Well, to each his own. Getting the shaft when you don't want it is nothing to shake a stick at, you know what I mean? But if and I was to take your comment at face value, as they say, then my only comment is this. If and Bernie got the shaft, I hope it wasn't too hard on him. As for me, ain't gonna happen. Back doors for exit only. You can count on that.
Did you see that episode with Hillary fainting and them saying she had pneumonia?
You know, I did hear about that some while back, I think. I thought she lost her breath and was tuckered out from all this running around in this here race for the president. But in regards to what you say about the pneumonia, well, I don't think Miss Hillary comes from pneumonia. Nope, I sure don't. I think she comes from old monia. And let me tell you this, if and I thought I was losing a lot of my monia, well, I'd be fainting too, so I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all.
There has been a lot of talk about America getting its first dictator. What do you have to say about that?
Oh boy, that sounds so good right now. I love me some taters. Sweet taters, baked taters, tater tots, mashed taters, fried taters, boiled taters, shredded taters, tater salad, and the like. If and it's a tater, I like it. But for the life of me, I ain't ever heard of these dictators you just asked me about. But I don't think I'd like that. Leave a bad taste in my mouth, I think. Can't imagine anyone would like a dictator. Doesn't even sound good, does it? Well, y'all, I hope that y'all had a good time tonight as much as I did. We certainly did answer a lot of questions, didn't we? And I hope I answered your questions to your satisfaction. I don't always know why you're asking me it, but I figure it's only the polite thing to do to meet up with y'all since y'all are supporting me in this here run for the president. But I'm getting a signal back there that says this here meeting has to end now, so I'm going to have to hit the road and get back to it. But I thank you kindly for inviting me down here to visit with y'all. Y'all take care now, and y'all have a good one, okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. See ya. Take care.
Next time on the Olly Brown Show.
Come on along, y'all. Step right on up here. Get your 10-gallon hat and put on your kicking boots. And let's tease your hair all the way up to the sky, because everything's a biggin' in Texas, y'all. Come on along and let's have a hoedown and go a two-stepping. I'll see you there.